just announced the S32 CoreRide platform, which is a holistic view of the SDV from a semiconductor provider, NXP. So we're looking at the vehicle not only as a processor by processor basis, but across the vehicle, the processors, the compute, the vehicle networking, the system power management, and the software that goes on top, the pre-integration of software with an array. We showed 12 lead partners that we worked with. These are leading software providers for OSs and middleware and hypervisors that allow us to create a complete package for tier ones and OEMs for them to really accelerate the barrier today. There's a barrier in SDV development, and really we're really with CoreRide trying to break that barrier to allow OEMs and car makers to be able to very easily integrate their value add applications in the vehicle and not have to deal with the underlying complexity of the silicon or the low level software. They can directly work at the application level. They can port applications from one part of the vehicle to another. They can upgrade the vehicle over time with over-the-air updates and improve the vehicle over time, make it more efficient, safer, secure, or add new functionality which can generate revenue. So it's a complete package which combines hardware, software, ecosystem, and really allows the customers, the OEMs or automakers, to break those barriers so they can move faster and be successful with SDVs. The importance is to move people forward. I mean, there's a lot of large OEMs that are really struggling with how they develop software and how they do this in an efficient way, because ultimately, with an SDV, when you get to that point, it does provide a lot of efficiency, both in the cost as well as the software development, as far as how you update your vehicles over time, as well as the business opportunities that it'll generate with new software opportunities, the ability to engage more with your customers, to generate additional revenue, to have a closer follow with your customers. But it really gives you that platform to build upon that gets rid of that complexity, right? It's about the decoupling of the hardware and software. So we take care of it with the ecosystem partners. That they don't have to deal with it. So the advantage and why this is big news for the industry is that tier ones and OEMs can build upon the S32 CoreRide platform to take it to the next level, to actually bring SDVs in a more rapid way, in a more efficient way, rather than having to be stuck. How do I integrate this in these technologies? So it's really about accelerating the industry, moving them forward on the SDV journey. So S32N family was part of the announcement. We had a cursory overview of the S32N. Really, it's a family of processors. We call them vehicle super integration processors. And what they're focused on is that center compute, where a lot of the processing is going to be converging or consolidated into the center of the computer. Think of it as the human brain, the intelligence of the vehicle that controls everything that's going on. So we talked about that, that's coming. We talked at a high level about that. Today here at the show, we actually publicly announced the S32N 55. It's the first member of the S32N family. Really focus and really excels at real-time processing, supporting mixed criticality up to ASIL D processing. This is doing all the real-time functions in the car that drive the car. Everything that makes the vehicle a vehicle, driving, stopping, steering, chassis control, all the way up to doing body functions, lighting, HVAC, all the things around the vehicle. So all the vehicle functionality is being able to be consolidated. And what I talk about is the traditional model is that you have a box for every function or an ECU for every function. You put a chip in each box, a processor or a microcontroller in each box. We flip that equation, so now instead of putting a processor in a box, you're putting the box in the processor. So it's a really interesting concept, and that's really where the future is going. So these S32N processors, literally we call it super integration. We can integrate all of those functions that were traditionally individual boxes, dozens of them, into a single chip, a single processor, the S32N 55. And it scales, it provides capability for future upgrades to improve that vehicle over time. Those key premises of an SDV, it gets better over time. I can add new functionality. I can migrate functionality from one part of the vehicle into the central compute. The S32N55 is the first processor that allows it to do it. We have a long runway of processors to come, as we showed. We didn't get into details, but we will expand this with further application processing, AI, machine learning, PCI Express services, additional networking capabilities. So this is just, I would say, a starting point. And S32N has a long life ahead to provide real-time application processing, isolation execution, to really allow automakers to excel in their SDV journey.